2007, CNBC has been ranking all 50 states for competitiveness. Our 2024 America's Top States for Business report is just 1 month away, believe it or not. And there are some important changes this year in how we tally these things. Scott Cohn puts the study together for us every year. He's here with a preview. And Scott, every year you mix things up a little bit.
Yeah, well, the world mixes things up a little bit. And there are some kind of clues, subtle clues within the changes here. So I know that you'd like to try and guess. So just listen to all of this carefully. First, a reminder of what hasn't changed. In the 17 years since we started this, we rate the states on dozens of metrics, 128 metrics this year in 10 categories of competitiveness. Those categories are pretty much the same from year to year, but the weight that they carry changes based on how important they are in the site selection process, what the states are pitching when they court companies. For a long time, it was all about the cost of doing business, like taxes and incentives. More recently, it was which state has the best workforce. In 2024, for the first time ever, there is a different category on top. Take a look.
Okay, here we go.
With federal money flooding the states and the very nature of work in flux, it stands to reason that infrastructure is front and center in this year's top state study.
We need to make sure that the condition of our infrastructure is not a limiting factor on growth.
We look at which states are offering shovel-ready sites for development, where's the most reliable power grid, and the least risk from climate disasters. Where can you find the best access to your customers, connecting both virtually and for real? This year, infrastructure is worth 17% of a state's score. That's followed by workforce. Which states are meeting the need for skilled employees? Which states have the best economy? Where's the top quality of life? We look at the cost of doing business, technology and innovation, including which states are leading the way in artificial intelligence.
The state that's actually investing and allowing for people to go either into industry or into government to be able to help make a difference is the state that I think is going to succeed.
We measure business friendliness. We grade education, access to capital, and the cost of living.
Yeah, with prices still stubbornly high, we are taking a deep dive into cost of living this year, including housing affordability and the cost of insurance, which is skyrocketing in some states more than others. Also this year, foreign direct investment. States are talking about that in a way that I haven't seen before. We'll look at which states the world is betting on in that aspect. As always, you can read about our study and all our reporting in the weeks ahead at topstates.cnbc.com, and we will reveal the top state for business right here on Squawk Box on July 11th.
Oh, good. I'm not here that day. Okay, I'm going to have to guess ahead of time. I just realized leading up to that. Okay, I love the guesswork on this, so let's start this now. Actually, before we do, one question just about access to energy. That seems to me just something that is a much bigger deal. We've been talking about it with AI, this idea that you're going to need more energy than we thought we were a few years from now, and there are questions about whether the electricity grid can keep up with any of those things. Right. We've been talking a lot lately about permitting and regulations and how you get access to that, because in order to have the companies that will come and build things like the data centers that suck up so much of that energy, you're also going to need to see how that takes away energy that would have been for consumers and how it raises prices if you don't get more things built quickly.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's a big deal. We look at that really closely in that infrastructure category.
Part of it,
but also in business friendliness, the permitting business. We've got some new data on that this year. But what we're hearing from site selectors is that companies want shovel-ready sites, and that includes a good, reliable power grid and renewables. And all those things are things that we're looking at this year. We're working with, there's a group called the Site Selectors Guild, which is sort of the trade group for site selection consultants, a whole cottage industry around this. And they're supplying some of the data for us this year about what different states are doing. And this varies a lot among the states in terms of site readiness. Where are the shovel-ready sites? Where some states have programs where they'll help you cut through the red tape in terms of permitting. And companies really want that because it's brick and mortar. We want to build plants. We want to get that government money, whether it's the CHIPS Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, or whatever. And so it's really different this year. You've been talking for so many years about workforce, which is still important. But things really, when we started to look at what the states are talking about, we start this process back in February. It's really, really changed in a way that I haven't seen in a while.
We had a guest in the last week, I can't remember if it was earlier this week or late last week, who was from a power company out west who had spent 18 years trying to get permitting done to build transmission lines from renewable energy sources to bring more electricity in. And they just got shut down again by the federal government.
Yeah.
So 18 years in running.
That's insane. Yeah, it does, and that's just not flying anymore. I mean, it's everything is moving so fast that's a big deal. And we've always done business friendliness as a category. It's up in importance this year, and now we're able to look at, what does it take to get a permit? How do the land use regulations work in a way that's friendly to business, but also.
I'm going to be playing along from afar, even though I'm not here on July 11th. I will be tweeting in my guesses as I'm watching what you're doing, Scott.
I always enjoy your.
So according to CNBC, all the information that they calculate of the top states for businesses this year. Like I said, it'll come out June 11th, and it's going to be very, very interesting because it really looks like in the states, certain states, like, should people move there, for better jobs, better quality of life, cost of living, a whole bunch of things, and. I'm sorry with you, Ronnie, man. What's your guess of any states that would be, be in the top states for businesses coming out for 2024?
No, shout out to Next Level, who's in the building. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Next Level.
Hey, shout out to you, big dog. Glad to see you here on this side, man. Shout out to the lovely Berry White, who also is in the building. And also, you already know the lovely Sherry Bryant, who's also in the building. She said she's going on vacation for the weekend. She said, I'm trying to be like Ron. Don't try to be like me. You got to be like Hakeem. Don't be like me. Be out like Hakeem.
Hey, I'm trying to be like Gorilla Black and her. They out on beaches and stuff. You feel me? So
hey, Brian, she's right. I forgot it's Father's Day this coming Sunday. So, guys, happy Father's Day to the future father. Of course, Jordan, happy Father's Day. And also
happy Father's Day to you.
Out there, like Chicago Gorilla, Next Level.
I forgot, man, because this is my first one.
Enjoy, big dog. Go ahead, Hakeem.
And for all the ladies who want to consider me for next Father's Day, we can have a miracle baby off this year. I'm ready. I'm not a father, so if you want me to, because I can't say Happy Father's Day to me. So, you know what I mean? I'm still just a brother. But if you want me to be a father, consider having that miracle baby.
Let's go back to the topic. So back to the topic, Jordan. The top states. I know the list didn't come out yet. I'm agreeing. I think the top states were going to be Texas. It's probably going to be California, New York, never change. Florida, Georgia. Those are going to be like the top states. But now, if they Massachusetts, of course, Boston. Those are the states that people always go to when it comes to the aspect of business, agriculture, education, you name it, technology. So, but I'm just curious of the new state that's going to drop, because I want to know if South Carolina is on that list as well, because South Carolina now has been elevating a lot of stuff when it comes to technology as well. They've been building a lot of businesses, especially over there in Charlotte. A lot of black businesses are starting to develop. So I'm just curious when the list actually drop, like what state are they actually looking at? Rhode Island too. Rhode Island starting to get up there too, because they're doing a lot of drilling when it comes to oil. And when they drill for oil, you already know when drill for oil, I mean money is in our land. So I'm just curious. So when the list come back, we got to at least go back and check it out. Go ahead, Akeem.
You're 100% right. I do think now shout outs to Sophia Grace, aka She Rising Soul. She just took the words out of my mouth. She said the Midwest. I'm saying Kansas City. Whoa!
Whoa!
Whoa! No, it's not Dallas.
Yes.
Dallas in the building?
Is in the building.
Mimi?
Finally.
Finally. So, Mimi, thank you for saying Happy Father's Day. I'm not a father, so Happy Father's Day to Jordan, unless women want to consider me for a miracle baby this year, so I can be a father next year. All right.
She must come in like The Rock. Finally, she has come back.
Shout out to Eric Brown, my brother from another mother. So let me give you my top picks. When I tell you this, y'all gonna be Huntsville, Alabama. Cleveland, Ohio, Raleigh, Durham area. I know that specifically because Apple has just been over there. They're buying up the town. Only reason why I know, because of Muhammad. He's in Raleigh, Durham. They're buying up the town. Now, mind you, I don't want to be a snake and say this. I got this from Anton Daniels, Bentonville, Arkansas, because of Walmart. I'm gonna throw you another doozy. Wilmington, Delaware. They just got a couple new airlines that just started over there. And really, I would say this, but they're like wishy-washy. Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, for me, I really can't wait for this list off. The states. I agree with the Midwest cities. I feel like the Midwest. They're a little bit on the rise. I remember back in the '90s. I was way back in the '90s. I'm in the '80s, '70s, '80s, and '90s. The Midwest, especially in the city of Detroit. When GM, you had GM, you had Ford, you had Chrysler. Everybody, from the South, migrate to Michigan because there were so many jobs. Up in Michigan at the time and everything. But yeah, the cities that you name, Hakeem, Kansas City, Tennessee's another one.
Yeah.
And also I want to talk about quality of life too. Cities that's a good quality of life, it's the rent's not bad, everything's affordable. Charlotte, really the state of really the Carolinas, they're looking good. Tennessee.
Yeah. Nashville,
Detroit. Actually, Detroit is the quality of life is on the rise. Detroit, and also appreciate you, Bobby Bryant. Appreciate everybody for the Father's Day. I'm very honored coming on this Sunday. This will be my first one, and I can't wait. Can't wait till Sunday. Cannot wait till Sunday, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But like go back to Detroit, their quality of life is getting better. And also the crime rate in Detroit is surprisingly very, 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 very low. So don't be surprised in the next 5 to 10 years that, Detroit is going to really start rolling back up again. People can move there. And also, if you, like I said, if you want to flip houses there, oh my God, you can buy a house for $2 to $3 grand. Fix it up and sell it for $8 or $9 grand. I'm telling you, if you want to flip a house in Detroit, it's so much land out there in Detroit you can use and everything, to flip houses and make businesses and everything. So yeah, shout out to Detroit. Also, I would say Nevada, Las Vegas with energy and power grids, everything. I'm hearing a lot of that, Vegas, with energy, and also here in California, outside of the desert with energy, with the power grids, with the I forgot what's it called, the wind turbines. That's really on the rise, in Southern California, more so in the desert and everything. But yeah, once the top American business cities come back up on July 11th, we'll revisit this topic, and we'll see what's the top states, 10 states. 2024 for businesses. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
Yeah, good point, Jordan. I forgot about Detroit. I don't know why Detroit's in my mind. I forgot Detroit now is innovating too. They're having a lot of they're building a lot of new apartment buildings. Yeah. I think a stadium. Detroit's going back. They're coming back. But to me, I think the day the automotive world left Detroit, that's when it hurt Detroit. I always said that. If that automotive world would have just stayed in Detroit and not go overseas, Detroit would have been one of the biggest states. Biggest cities, hell, pretty much in the whole United States. But when they left, I was like, damn, that will hurt Detroit. But I forgot Detroit is coming back. That's a good one. I can't wait for that list to drop because I'm just curious because people don't understand when stuff like that drop. You gotta understand where to invest your money. So